he obviously thinks Kyler's the best option because Kyler almost assuredly is the best option, even if you're low on.
Now, once again, I believe I was muted before I said this, but once again, I asked him the question, I asked him why, like nobody ever seems to ask the question, why? Why is Kyler Murray the best option right now? Even comparing to recent years, what Kyler Murray did or didn't do for the Cardinals, how he got beat out by Brissett. So how can we really say convincingly that, oh, Murray's the best option? Hasn't been in the system. McCarthy's been in the system for 3 years, going on 3 years now, as far as mentally goes, mental reps. He has the advantage right there. Once again, Nick Wright and some of those bozos, etc. I ask you, have they watched one game? I repeat, one game of J.J. McCarthy. I guarantee ain't no way in hell they watched none of them, especially not the last 6 games of the season per se. So they sitting up here capping and yapping, JT just talking, not really knowing the facts and the truth behind the whole QB situation. You understand me? Here we go. He say, why KLC do that? Because it's a competition. That's why they're getting a balanced amount of reps. That's why Murray's not getting all the reps off the rip. Why would he? If it's a fair competition, why would he? Nick, right?
Kyler like me. So getting Kyler all the first team reps is objectively what's best for the Vikings.
Cap. Once again, cap. Once again, cap. What are we talking about here? For real. If the objective is to find a QB1 and make it a fair battle, if the objective is to win, if the objective is to have the best man on the field, Nick Wright, Bozo Head, Pinhead, why the hell would you say, oh, get Murray more reps? Why wouldn't it be balance? That's why, Nick Wright. Because this situation, no one's coming in here just giving Murray the spot. Murray's going to have to compete. That's why, Nick Wright. These guys, bro. Are you kidding me here? JT, man, just talking. Let's get back to it. Wow.
But J.J. McCarthy was the 10th overall pick and has 10 career starts. And if you don't give him any first-team reps, you are flatly saying that was a wasted disaster of a pick.
No, Cap. You're flatly saying that you lied, that it's not a fair competition. That's what it is. That's what it would be, Nick, right? You're flat out saying you're done with McCarthy at this time. And it never was intended to mold and develop him for him to really reach his maximum potential. Period. Here we go.
You have to, in
you
theory,
think that's what's going on?
Yes, I think he knows Kyler is I think he knows Kyler's the starter, and this is something about.
Once again, what he think he knows, what he thinks he knows. We don't care what you think, Nick, right? Understand me? I know the Vikings hot right now, but it's been expressed clearly from Jettas, from Kelsey, from Murray, to the point Murray's crying already talking about he ain't getting enough reps. So it is a QB competition, Nick, right? Don't care what you think or your guys, your boys think up there. Here we go.
A charade that he has to go through, but I think it's actually damaging that they're going through it. So that's what I think's going on.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
That's pretty good. That's interesting.
He said that's pretty good. No, that wasn't pretty good at all. Pretty good. No, it wasn't. No, it ain't. Everything he said was not facts, was erroneous. Matter of fact, he talking about pretty good. You jailhead punk chomp. Here we go. You got Brew over there agreeing, laughing, smiling. Brew don't know nothing either. What's his name? Brew, bro, whatever. He don't know nothing about the Vikings ball anyway. You hear? Nothing that man just said had any facts to it. Nothing was congruent to what's going on in Minnesota right now. So let's stop it. You know, it's a balanced amount of reps because it's a fair competition. That's why, Nick, right? Come on now. Stop it. Boy, bye. Here we go.
Look, they haven't done a ton yet. They had the, mini camps and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would seem to say to me, Kyler hasn't looked as good or maybe picked up that offense.
Thank you. There you go. There you go. There you go. Now that's facts. That's true. That's been real news. Really what's going on. They've seen Murray speak on it. Big facts, no cap. Clap it up. Come on, man. Here we go.
as quickly as they expected. Because it seemed like when they signed Kyler, it was like he's going to be the starter. I mean, they didn't announce that, but you know what I mean?
That's what everybody assumed. That's what you assume. You and everybody else assume. Broussard. Doesn't mean it was facts. Broussard. You heard. You know, everybody hopped on Murray's nuts because of the name. You know what I mean?
It's clearly the intention, yes.
Yeah, and so, again, it seems to say he hasn't impressed them as much as they expected. And so, Ian was just saying he expects it to go on for the entire training camp. I think if one of the guys emerges, if Kyler's way just playing lights out and better than JJ, I think he will be the guy. Or what would be best for them, I think you agree with this, would be if JJ played like now that might be a huge if, but if he,
why is that a huge if for him and not a huge if for Murray? Why do they sit and assume, oh, Murray will play good, but McCarthy will play bad, or etc.? What do you mean here? Why can't McCarthy come out and shake it up, ball out, dot him up, dot him McCarthy, no cap? That's what I mean right there. The picture being painted, the narrative being painted per se. Once again, you know? Come on, man. I saw Jonathan Gannon's defense with the Cardinals beat KOC's offense all over the field, only for the Cards to lose because Kyler could not put us away. The same thing happened with the Rams that year. Kyler got Gannon ran out of town despite the fact that his defense was very good with a lot of unknown defensive players. Well, hell, they call him quarterback killer. I mean, coach killer for a reason, right, Bat? No doubt. Kyler is a coach killer. Wow. It's actually kind of scary that Gannon is now the Packers defensive coordinator. That could make for an interesting dynamic for week 1, as Gannon will definitely be looking for Kyler, and he knows him well. Oh, so you saying Gannon got the upper hand, Bat? You saying Gannon got the upper hand for sure, huh? All right, Bat. Here we go. Jailhead is a commie, if you ask me. Wow, man, we go.
played lights out, took the job. That would be what would be best for them going forward. Absolutely. But I expect Kyler to win the job. I think if they're both close, Nick,
not surprised,
then you have to start Kyler, because if he doesn't play well, you can go to JJ.
What do you mean close knit? I don't care if they are close knit. If you can see even by a slight edge, who's the better man, who has had the better performance during training camp, you go with him. Even if it is a close battle, right?
If you start JJ and he doesn't play well and you go to Kyler, that essentially means JJ's done there, if not.
Well, if that's the case, let that be the case, but make it fair play, fair ball. People keep saying, what if this and that? Okay, and if JJ's a bust, you say he's a bust, period. If he beats out McCarthy, he beats out Murray, period. Everybody's sitting here assuming this and that. Let the men play on the field. If McCarthy is the starter, if he plays bad, that's what it is. You move on, you regroup. But if McCarthy beats out Murray flat out, outright, he should be the starter. Care about all these assumptions. What if this? What if that? Hell, what the hell we talking about around here? We talking about a real battle, a real QB war. Come on, man. Oh yeah, here's 1.3 million and a no franchise tag contract. Sounds like he's out the door. If he's out the door, he's out the door. They trying to make it big and this and that. Oh, Kyler Murray's career is over. JJ McCarthy is a bust. Whatever it is, let's get to it. Let's figure it out right quick, right fast. Oh man. They both know each other, so we'll see. Definitely. Let's get back to it.
I'm probably not in the whole league, but he'd be done there. So I think that's what's going on.
With the Browns last year, and I think the Steelers when it was Russ and Justin Fields, The coaching staff tried to keep everything close to the vest. You're like, oh, we're not naming quarterback. And then the reporters were like, well, this guy's getting all the QB1 snaps, and then the other guy comes in. And then they would ask about it, like, we haven't made a decision, and then the next day it would be the same scenario. Do you think we're actually just going to get reporting like, oh, no, Kyler's got all the first teams. He comes out on the field first, and then JJ.
I think they're going to alternate days.
Then that doesn't work.
And I think they are doing it in this is the old sunk cost fallacy thing I talk about a lot. I think
Run that back a little bit.
Jay's done there, if not, I'm probably not in the whole league, but he'd be done there. So I think that's what's going on.
With the Browns last year, and I think the Steelers when it was Russ and Justin Fields, the coaching staff tried to keep everything close to the vest. You're like, oh, we're not naming quarterback. And then the reporters were like, well, this guy's getting all the QB1 snaps, and then the other guy comes in.
It will definitely come out whether they try to hide it or not. Like I said, we're going to be able to find out, is it fair play or not? Who's getting reps? Who's getting more reps at a certain amount of time and everything? That's why you have practice, media there, media day, all that. You know, people will be watching. You'll see what's going on. I don't care if you're there or not there. Reports come out, videos come out, etc.
And then they would ask about it, like, we haven't made a decision, and then the next day it would be the same scenario. Do you think we're actually just going to get reporting like, oh, no, Kyler's got all the first teams. He comes.
Of course. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's the reporter's job, or at least you should, unless they're being biased, being capped. What the hell you mean? Will we get reports? Yes, you will get reports. Didn't you get reports in OTAs? Didn't you get reports during minicamp? Jailhead? You know it. I know it. So what are we asking here for real? Here we go. It's the media's job to give reports, even though we know sometimes the media gives the wrong reports intentionally. That's the world we're in, the room we're in. SKOL VIKES. Let's win.
Out on the field first, and then JJ.
I think they're going to alternate days.
Then that doesn't work.
And I think they are doing it in this is the old sunk cost fallacy thing I talk about a lot. I think they're doing it in service of we don't want to fully admit the McCarthy pick is bad. Which if
fully admit what? Fully admit what? If that's the case, admit it. Don't hide from it. Run from it. You know what I mean? If JJ McCarthy's bad, he's just bad once again. If he's great even better. I think he will be great. All I'm saying is give the man a fair chance at being great. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line right there. Give him a fair opportunity off the rip, which he hasn't gotten.
Kyler had,
remember they.
I understand, but I got to think Kevin O'Connell had a okay. You're not going to draft a quarterback 10 overall that you're, you know what I mean, offensive guru coach isn't okay with.
They let Darnold go.
Yes, so I think they have a lot of organizational equity in JJ McCarthy, but they're hedging their bet, but they're not going to give Kyler the best possible chance to succeed because I think he needs all the reps.
And that's what's going.
Once again, doesn't matter. Kyler Murray knew what the hell he was signing up for. He knew this was a fair battle. He even said McCarthy was sweet. He thinks McCarthy is sweet. And the reps are the reps, right? The competition is the competition, period. Like KOC said, if people ain't been listening, he's been telling you for a month. I'm going to put them in certain situations, certain challenges, and who responds the best, who performs the best will be the QB1. What more do you need to hear to know? Straight up, bottom line. Here we go.
Going on.
The people who never stop asking are the ones who find answers. Questions are everything.
Tyreek Hill released episode 3.
So boom, that's it for the Vikings talk. Once again, those guys saying erroneous information for the most part. Damn near piss poor again. Come on, man. Here we go. JJ beat out Joe Milton at Michigan. Now people may scoff at Milton, but he is still in the league and he is a monster talent and raw skills wise. Never know, dog. You know, maybe Milton is just who he is. You know, a lot of quarterbacks can run, have arm power, but can't play at a high level. Just the way of the game per se. Has Milton got a fair chance? Is he getting a fair chance? Who knows? Understand me? Let's get it. Blood Eagle Smeagol in the building. Shout out Blood Eagle Smeagol in the building. What up, dog? SKOL VIKES. Here we go. This was never going to be fair play. McCarthy was a crazy pick, and he gone. O'Connell never wanted McCarthy. O'Connell wanted Drake May, which makes sense when you look at the fact we have 75 QBs. And you know, articles have came out, news have came out, speculations as well, Blood Eagle Smeagol. The KOC never wanted McCarthy, and that could be true. That very damn well could be true. But if so, you should have been let him go hell. You should have been came out and said it. You should have been made your move instead of ignore him. That's my point. I don't care if you didn't want him or not. If you want to keep him in the building, you want to say he's the future, he's your QB1, work with him then. Put the work in to see him progress then as your QB1, as your quarterback of the future. That's all I'm saying right there. But he went the whole Mike Zimmer route. Did it in a different way, made it look better, made it look more pretty, make it up. At least Zimmer was real with it, and you knew exactly why he didn't rock with Kirk at all. But KOC going the Zimmer route, not putting time in with him, not giving him his best chance to win, nothing. You know? It's a damn shame how they've been doing 9 round that. You know it. We go. You may be right, Blood Eagle, but KOC kept saying he had a say in all QB decisions. Exactly. And shit, like I say, the rumors articles come out what for a reason, most of them. Would it be hard to believe that KOC wanted Drake May more than McCarthy? No, those were the rumors and reports anyway. And how Kwesi moved, how Kwesi maneuvered. Yeah, Kwesi made a lot of mistakes, so he could have definitely pulled the trigger on McCarthy, and KOC didn't want that. The man had 4 years of horrific draft and draft classes. So yeah, it was time for him to go. Like I say, was he the only one that should have been gone? No. But they had to pick one at that moment, at that time, period. But even if KOC didn't want him, doesn't want McCarthy, he must do right by him as a head coach. That's the bottom line right there. Whatever you may say about it, that's the main thing right there. It's his job to produce a quarterback. Get the best out of his quarterback. Here we go. KOC just trying to save face, like always, That's what the man has been doing his whole career, Blood Eagle Smeagol. Right? That's what he did with the Rams. Set up their head up under McVay, just sat back and looked good, while McVay whole time was play calling, really calling and running the shots. See, McVay was cool with him. He was cool money with McVay, so what he do? Gave him the title, made him look good, paint his face in a certain way, push a certain narrative per se. And there you go. KOC get a job, get a head coaching job without really having any real credentials. Without having any real credentials, by the way. But the Wolves liked him. They liked his energy, what he brought to the culture, all this. Okay, cool. We get it. All good. But he was definitely overhyped, crowned too early. Bottom line, man. For